Hello FlossTube, my name is Tamara. Welcome to my channel Tamara Cross Stitch. Today's video is going to be a video about two finished projects and about other things, I hope interesting for you. And let me start with the first design I have finished. This is Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. It was a dream of mine to stitch this design. Unfortunately, the chart is out of print, and I was like hunting this chart on eBay for more than a year and a half. When I say hunting, I mean like intensively hunting. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it for a decent price. That's why I was the chart I was being somebody shared with me the chart, the copy of the chart. I try all the time to buy the original stuff because I understand everything, and of course if I had to choose from something which is not original and the original one, I mean like the cross-stitch stuff, of course I choose the original one. But in cases when the chart, the kit is out of print, I consider that we can like share within each other these things, because it's kind of how would I say, cross-stitching solidarity. Okay, so this design I have stitched on Belfast 32nd count a blue, I don't remember how it's called, the color, but you know, Belfast uses to have a range of Belfasts which are kind of like hand dyed. They're not hand dyed, but they look like hand dyed, and the this hand dyed print is on one side, but if you look on the other side, it's it's one color. So there are stitchers who choose to stitch on this color on this side if they need this certain shade. Okay, I chose this one because I consider that it imitates the sky, and this is Touching the Autumn Sky. I like very much how this turned out, so I'm kind of like very happy about the outcome. This is one of the first Mirabilia's designs, and the first like designs, they didn't have cairns, they didn't have so much, so they didn't, I'm not sure if they had treasures, because this one, it requires one color of beads and it requires DMC threads, and that's it, you see. So I showed like in the previous video the DMC threads, a lot of them by the way, and a lot of blends were used, and the beads which were used. I had half of a design already stitched. What you see here is the other half stitched, and I have finished it. So this is the final outcome. It's not something new, especially for those who love Mirabilia's, because you know how this one looks like. It's a very beautiful design. I wanted it very much, so I finally managed to have it. But I added treasures, and I said last time that I'm not leaving like space, you know, because when you are usually stitched the Mirabilia, there is space you leave for, you leave it, if I'm not wrong. Okay. I said that in the end, after finishing stitching, I'm going to look for how they say, for possibility of like attaching some treasures. So what did I do? I had some beconuses. If you can see them, they are like a purplish, purple plum, something like this. Beconuses, they are 3 millimeters, not 4 millimeters like the classical ones, you know. And these beconuses, they are not being sold by Mill Hill, as far as I remember. They are selling, when Mill Hill is selling like this kind of like, you know, treasures, they are selling them, the beconuses, I mean, they are selling them in 4 millimeters. I had this 3 millimeters because previously, like, don't remember how much time ago, when I stitched from Nora Corbett the Scorpio Girl, in the key, this one is being like the beads, one color of the beads is those big beads from Mill Hill. I stitched previously, I attached previously those beads in the different designs. I'm not a big fan of them, I will tell you honestly, because I don't like very much the hole they have like in the middle is pretty big, you see, and I'm not a big fan of those beads. And when I saw that this girl had those beads, I decided to replace them with beconuses. and I realized that 4 millimeters are going to be too big. That's why I replaced them with 3 millimeters, you see. And like, if you can notice, like here, 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 everywhere, like here, it's full of these beconnuses. And I have bigger, you see, I have the 4 millimeters, but this ones I replaced. And the this one, which I added like here, also it's my idea of adding it. So I had leftovers. I had 7 of them leftovers from this one. By the way, I'm thinking of like reframing this one. The frame was initially purchased for another design, but it didn't go well with that one. And I said that I'm going to frame it like at least temporarily, so that I would look at this beautiful girl. Now, I'm thinking that if I'm going to find a more beautiful frame, I'm going to replace the frame. I'm going to buy a more like exquisite, nice one. Okay, so let's go back to the beconnuses, which I was speaking about. So I said that I had 7, and I looked at my first idea was to attach beconnuses here on her on the bow, or how do I say, whatever she has on her shoes. And taking into account that they are small, I kind of made a flower, you see, 3 by 3. So I used 6. If I had 8, I was thinking about adding even a 4 by 4, but I had only 3, and I made it like 3 and 3. I had the 7. And the one which was left, I added here as if this is a button, you see, because it's pretty small enough, and I added it as it is a button. Then, like initially, I thought about adding such a margarita treasure. This is topaz, if I'm not wrong. I was thinking about adding here. I still have a pack of these ones. I need them for the mill heel which I want to stitch. And I checked there in the chart, maybe I don't need the 3 of them which are in the pack. I said maybe there is a spare one and I can use it there, but no, I need all 3 of them. That's why I ordered a new pack. When the new pack came, I was like attaching the treasures. I took one of these, I put it here, and I didn't like it. And I was so disappointed in myself. I said, okay, I ordered the whole pack and now I don't like how it looks. It seemed too small, you know, like this one, it seemed too small here. And just a sec, I have the leftovers. So the topaz, just in case I'm telling you the for this beconnuses, I cannot tell you the details because they were in a small package and I don't know their shade color, but about the mill heel treasures I can tell you. So the topaz margaritas, they are 13007. So these margaritas, and I didn't like how they looked here. That's why I remember that I was like, because I like to add treasures for the Mirabilias, which I'm kitting, because I like kitting them by myself. Yes, I have such a hobby. I remember that I had such a flower. You see, it's a larger one. I took it. So this is 12010, 12010, something like this. I took it, I attached it, and I liked it. Yeah, this one is a little bit thick. If it was thinner, it was better. But the size, at least for me, it's perfect. I like it very, very much. So I attached it here. And I was looking at these margaritas and I kind of thought, look, I have 3 of them in the pack. Here I have like 3 fringes, or how they are called, not fringes. I don't know how to call these ones. I have 3. What if I'm going to add this one here? I tried one of them, I liked it, and I said, okay, here it is. This is going to be. So out of Mirabilia, which by the key shouldn't have any treasures, my Mirabilia, I would say, is very rich in treasures. So it has like the beconnuses on the shoes, it has like the beconnus button here, it has the big flower here, and it has the margaritas here, and the beads. I'm super happy of how this one turned to be. I am kind of like very keen to frame, to finish everything lately. I mean, like 1 year, I think I am kind of in this fever. And the thing is that here I would need a square frame. A beautiful square frame. I don't know why, but it's pretty hard to find. I kind of ordered one on Temu. It's simple. It's brown, simple one. And I'm not sure if it's going to fit very well because it's 30 by 30, and 30 by 30 kind of like here, it's the maximum I need. I'm going to have just a little bit of space. I will see. The thing is that that one wasn't very expensive, and they even offered me a huge discount. So I kind of like bought it for very little money. That's why I said that if it's not going to fit, it's not going to be a big disappointment, because at least I didn't spend a lot of money on it. So I'm waiting for that one. I'll see how that one is going to fit. But if I won't like it, I won't frame it. So I am going to wait for the perfect frame for this one, if I'm going to find one. If not, I'm going to go to the framing studio to frame it like beautifully, because it's a very beautiful design and a very beautiful, nice girl. So this would be like the first finished design finished project I wanted to show you. And the second finished project, it's a pretty small one. This is the pumpkin horse from the Ukrainian brand Fruzyalok. And this would be the fourth horse I have stitched from this range. The thing is that I had four they have a lot, by the way. If you would go to their official site, they have a lot. I kind of had four, and I chose one for every season. They have even the Halloween one, by the way. And the Christmas one I have stitched 3 years ago, I think, like pretty long time ago. And the other three were just staying in, like laying in my stash. And this year, in the beginning of the year, when I said that I'm going to try to stitch the designs where I have a range, I have a series, I took this one, and I took the horses, and I had the crocus horse in spring, I had the strawberry horse in summer, and I have the pumpkin horse in autumn, and kind of like I finished with them. It's very nice to stitch with these kits, because they have everything in the kit. I mean, like, they have the wood where you stitch, they have this is DMC threads. If they have charms, they give you the charms. These things, you everything built, and even this part is already cut. You just put some glue and you glue it, and you have the ready finished design. The only thing I added here, so it should have been without this pumpkin charm here, but I have these pumpkins, pretty many, I think, because I purchased them. If I'm not wrong, I purchased them when I made. If I'm not wrong, by the way, I absolutely love this box. I remember how much I worked on like assembling it. Yes, it was but I absolutely adore it. So, and as much as I would like to keep something in it, still so far I keep in it like it's like the set, like the pin cushion and the scissors with the scissor fob. So when I was like finishing this one, I remember that I decided to have like for the scissor fob such a pumpkin. I think they were selling like pack of 6, pack of 10, I don't remember. At least I knew that I had one, and I said, why not using like a charm here, as they used in summer with the strawberry one. They already included a strawberry charm, and I attached it like this. So I remembered, yes, maybe it doesn't look super nice, but I think it gives like this charm gives a bit of charm to this horsey. So this would be like the second finished design, which I wanted to show you. Currently, I am kind of like in a deep love with Mill Hill. I'm stitching lots of Mill Hill. I thought about filming it like for this video, but then when I saw that the how they say, the love is so deep, probably deserves a separate video. Probably I'm going to film a separate video and I'm going to show you what mill heel I am stitching. And that's it about the finished designs. But video doesn't finish here because I have more interesting things to show to you. And the next I wanted to share with you is one of my beautiful projects, I would call. And this is like visiting the places which are represented on a cross-stitch kit. This idea started in the beginning of this year, when I have been to Bibury and saw Arlington Row. First of all, last summer I purchased 3 kits from Encore Maia collection. This is Tobermory, this is Stathis, and this is Arlington Row. All of them are made by made from paintings by Terry Harrison. There is one more which represents a village street. I like that one as well, but these 3 were love at first sight, and I said, okay, if I'm going to stitch these 3 complex kits, it's going to be a lot for me. When I purchased them, after purchasing them and looking at them, I just realized that they represent real places in UK, you know, and I kind of had a dream of seeing all these places. The dream started to become true this year in spring, when we had the Easter vacation. We've been to Cotswolds and we've been to Bibury, and I saw it. And I said that it's going to be even more memorable if I'm going to start stitching this kit at that place. And the first true stitches were made at that like here, like on the beginning of Arlington Row, because it was raining. It wasn't like a hard big rain, but still it was raining, so I made it. And like this one was done. I had 2 more. I had Stathis and I had Tobermory. Stathis, it's far from London, but still it's possible to do. So I had big hopes that this one is going to become reality. Honestly, Tobermory, I was not dreaming about it because it's super far away and it's an island. And it's an island which doesn't have a bridge. You have to take a ferry. But still, like, I managed, and I kind of had all of them. So the holiday which finished, the summer holiday which finished, we finally, I mean our family, finally we made a trip to Scotland. It was one of my very big dreams. And when I say Scotland, I don't mean Edinburgh, I mean like even more far away. And finally we had the opportunity, the time and everything to go there. And then I said, okay, I have to take these kits of mine. My husband, by the way, was very willing and helpful with my project, this project of mine. And he convinced himself that I stitch beautiful places, beautiful things. And when traveling to Edinburgh, because our first how they say, Scotland stop was Edinburgh, but traveling there, I just realized that on our way we have Stathis, so we kind of made a detour, and because the trip is we went there by car, is almost 8 hours, and traveling by car 8 hours, it's pretty much. And then I suggested him, I said, would you like to have a stop in a beautiful place, kind of like have a walk, have a meal? And he said okay, and we went here in Stathis. I was surprised that it looks exactly like here. It's super beautiful. It's in North Yorkshire, and once this is a fishing village, pretty small, by the way. I don't know why I thought that this is just a part and it's going to be much more here somewhere in the back, but no it's there is a part of this village which is newer. It's like on the hill, but still that one is not big as well. So pretty much this is the village which they have there. In the past it was a mining and fishing village. Now it doesn't have mining anymore. It's a fishing village. They are catching crab, by the way, And in the video I'm going to like put after this, you'll see the crab cages. It's the first time I saw them. They have even a crab restaurant somewhere here. So if you go, you can stop there for a meal. And by the way, the car park is on the hill because the streets are so narrow. Even the residents, when you get like there on the top, there are two car parks. There is like for visitors and for residents. Because some of them have space to park their car. I think like on this street they have space to park their car, but many of the residents, they don't even have a space to park their car. That's why they are leaving it like on top of the hill. There are cars coming here, especially the cars which are bringing supplies or like delivery, I suppose. Probably those who live here, when they buy something heavy, they also come by car, like they drive almost next to the house or as close to the house as they can. I suppose they are unloading their shopping bags and then they are going like they are parking their car like back on the hill. It's by the way, when we visited, like at the time when we visited, it was like how it's called, the tide, when the water goes away. So the water was out. So you'll see that this looks like pretty empty here. In order to get this point, by the way, because I was first, when we were going down, I was looking from this side of the river and I said, no, it's not this one. So you have like from the parking, where you're parking your car, you have to go like down. You have to go over this bridge like this. And then you go up the hill. And there is a point here where you can see this beautiful view. Very beautiful. I kind of, when we went to Cornwall, so it's not the first fishing village this kind I saw, so I kind of, I liked it. It was interesting, it was nice, but I wouldn't say that I was in a deep awe, because I saw it, like, I saw such things before. Also, the village is kind of famous for the fact that in his youth, James Cook, he worked here as an apprentice. So he wasn't born here. On our way, like more north, we saw like where it was an indicator saying that this is the village where James Cook was born. There is a museum. We didn't get into the village, but so he wasn't born here. He just worked and lived for a few years, here in the States. And now I'm going to leave you with a video about status, and I hope you're going to like it. And the next one, this is Tobermory, Balamori, for those who know. As I said, this one was kind of the place where I didn't even dream that I will get here. Why? Because we've been on the Isle of Skye, and there is a bridge connecting connecting the mainland with the Isle of Skye, and it's pretty easy to go there and come back, I would say. Here on the Isle of Mull, because Tobermory is on the Isle of Mull, you need to take a ferry, and when you depend on a ferry, it's not as quick as like going over a bridge. We went there from Fort Williams, and kind of like we took two ferries. First, like we got one ferry to, at least according to the Google Maps, yeah, we took one ferry. It was a very short distance. Then it was another ferry, a bigger distance, because we didn't come from Oban. We came from a different part. And then we went on Tobermory. We planned to spend there one day, but in the evening we didn't have like accommodation there on the island, and in the evening to take the ferry to Oban. We didn't buy a ticket beforehand because I didn't know that the ferries are so busy. So my advice, if you ever go there, be careful and book yourself a ferry ticket. It's not a tragedy, you know, especially if you are traveling with a caravan, which is my deepest advice. If you go to Scotland, like travel with a caravan. So if you are traveling with a caravan, you have a lot of campsites. It's not going to be a problem if you don't find a ticket. But if you are traveling by car and you don't catch a ferry ticket, you risk not to find accommodation, especially if it's the high touristic time of the year. So Tobermory, a very beautiful town, small. These houses are super, like how they say, picturesque and nice. This kind of colorful houses you can see also in Portree on the Isle of Skye, by the way. But on the Isle of Skye I didn't film them because there were a lot of people. When we wanted, like, it was a little bit of rain, and when we wanted to park, like to have to film them, we simply didn't have a space to park. It was so full. Here in Tobermory, it wasn't so full, by the way, of tourists. It was pretty nice. I don't know, maybe a reason is that still you need to travel there by ferry, and you don't have a bridge connecting the island. We were there in the morning, pretty early in the morning. We had a stroll here on this like they have a nice cafe in one of these buildings, a super nice bakery. So a little cafe with a bakery. We had the breakfast here. These three buildings, one of them is a hotel, if I'm not wrong, and one of them is a gallery, is a painting gallery. At least from what I saw, they are not houses to live in. They are already, how to say, and I don't think that they still have flats in them. I don't know, maybe I didn't notice correctly. And again, we went here kind of like I had the pictures. I tried to stitch 2-3 stitches, and again here it was raining. By the way, we had a very English weather here in Tobermory, because it was like it was raining, not heavy rain. It was raining, then it was stopping, then it was sunshine, then it was raining again. On top of the hill, over this blue house, kind of like here, there is a hotel, a castle hotel, about which we didn't know. My husband noticed it, and we went there after like strolling here. Even if like we had different plans, we decided that if they will have a room, we are going to stay there overnight. Unfortunately, they didn't have, because we didn't book like beforehand, and they didn't have. But we could have the lunch there in their beautiful restaurant with beautiful view. So if you have the opportunity to come here, I strongly advise you to go to the Castle Hotel, which is on the hill. By the way, they have their own chocolate, not factory, I don't know how, they have a chocolate shop here somewhere. We bought a bag of chocolates, nice ones by the way. They have a huge variety, so also it's one of the things you can try here. And yeah, nice, really nice. So I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to be here. I'm going to leave you with the video from Tobermory, so that you would see what I filmed there. So this would be the free Anchor Maia collection kits, where I managed even to be in these places. Yes, I thought like I started them, kind of like made the first stitches in these very places, and I thought about like why not stitching them little by little, because they are big, they are difficult to stitch. The back stitch, which is here, especially if I look here on the roof and I'm looking at the backstitch, I know that the anchor backstitch is killing. I don't know. I thought about like stitching them little by little and maybe in a few years finishing them. And why not going to these places one more time? Because I told my husband that we have to do it like not in how do I say? So we have 10 years since we live here in UK, and it was the first time when we've been to Scotland, and I told him that we should make a goal to go there and see the places which we didn't see, because yes, there are places which we didn't manage to see in the next, not 10 years, but at least in the next 5 years. So if in the next 5 years I have the opportunity to go there one more time, why not taking these stitched already designs and film them one more time, they're already being stitched. Okay, I am going to probably show you a bit more of Scotland's beauty. Not everything I filmed, not everywhere I went, because it's going to be too much and I'm going to like bore you with all this information. So I hope you'll enjoy some more moments of Scotland. And one more thing, which is not connected with cross stitch, but you know, like I know that the public who is watching these cross stitch videos, it's mostly women. I mean, and I think women are going to be interested. From the purchases I made in Scotland, I didn't buy a lot of things, by the way. I don't know why. And I have a few cross-stitch purchases, but I'm going to show in the video about the cross-stitch haul, which I'm intending to film. Here, what I wanted to point out is the bag I bought there. So when you go there, you will see in every like touristic shop they have a very wide variety of this kind of like wool, you know, like the Scottish print. As far as I understood, Harris Tweed is the brand who makes the wool print, like they make the wool. The brand who made the like the bag, this is Islander, I think Islander it's called. You can buy this kind of bags in, as I said, in gift shops, but as I read online, I went to their flag shop like Islander. It's on the famous Victoria Street. There on Victoria Street, it's just the shop. If you want a more, how they say, extreme experience, you can look on their website. They have another workshop, I would say. I don't know if it's a shop where you go, but you need to book it like beforehand. Where you go and you are going to put, how they say, put together your own bag. For example, in my case, I chose what they had in the shop. But when you go to that workshop, for example, you can choose this one, like my print. You see the blue, but you can take the like the whole body of the. You can take it orange or like, for example, brown if you like it. So you can make like more wild and unique combinations there. I chose to go in the shop and buy what they have. I bought a pretty big bag. They have, of course, smaller ones, and I bought it in dark blue. I like dark blue a lot. I have like, how do I say, not shoes, boots, like dark blue boots. I have a previous dark blue bag, not this brand, of course, which was already used a few years, and I said, okay, this one is going to be appropriate, and I bought it like big, as you see. So, and I wanted to go. The prices, by the way, in the Islander shop, they are not more expensive than in the gift shops. I didn't check in the gift shops if they have the same brand, but I don't know. And I chose also wallet. And if you can see the print of the fabric, you see here, this one, it's exactly the same as the print of the fabric which is here in the bag. You see, it's the same print. It's new, I haven't used it yet. And I chose, because I wanted, come on, I chose also a key ring, I don't know, bag ring. Such a nice, like, sheep with also blue hat. In the shop they had also teddies, and teddies had their shorts made of also like wool, but they didn't have a teddy which would have like the shorts made of this print, you see. And then when I looked online, because I had a card from there inside, when I looked online, I saw that online they have teddies like as key rings. They have teddies, and they had in stock teddy which has the same shorts made of the same print. Maybe I'm going to buy myself online another key ring, though I like very much this sheep. Yeah, so yes, if you are in Edinburgh, because Edinburgh has other shops, in other places they also have, but it seemed to me that the variety of colors and choices of the forms of the bags, the most of them still were in Edinburgh. So yeah, if you want to buy yourself such a thing, Edinburgh, I think it's going to be the best choice. As you noticed, today's video has very little cross stitch in it, but I still hope it's going to be interesting for you. And I hope I didn't get too much with the bag information. So now I want to speak a little bit about perfumes. For those who are not interested, I am saying goodbye and see you in my next video, where it's going to be much more about cross stitch. For those who are still interested in listening to a nice story, I invite you to stay with me a little bit more. So lately I have been like crazy about the Guerlain perfumes, and I'm still buying more and more, but I'm not going to other brands, by the way. I'm still stitching to Guerlain. And what I wanted to show you today, that I purchased their, how they say, historical cologne, which is called Eau de Cologne Imperial. The thing is that I purchased such a set, which is good. It's from a marketplace. It was a very good price, by the way. You can buy this one separately, but I was intending to buy it like cheaper, and when like kind of I found I had even this bonus, I said this is the best way I can buy it. So this is how the box, you see, Eau Imperial, Guerlain Paris, such things. What is so special about Eau de Cologne Imperial? Because it's considered to be the milestone of what Guerlain achieved nowadaers. For those who didn't know, so the first perfumers of the Guerlain perfumers, Pierre-François Pascal Guerlain. In the beginnings, he didn't have his perfume shop in Paris, in France. As far as I understood, he had a little, how they say, counter in the entrance of a hotel. So he had perfumes, he had like creams, but he wasn't famous. And at that time, the French Emperor Napoleon III, he was to marry Princess Eugenie, and it was a big deal because it was, how they say, a royal wedding. And for this wedding, Guerlain decided to give the royal couple his own gift. That's why he created the Eau de Cologne Imperial. It's like Eau de Cologne. And he asked a famous glassmaker, don't remember his name, to make for this occasion a special glass, so a special bottle. So it was made of glass, and it had like on it 69 bees, and each bee was treated with gold on the surface. And it is said that Princess Eugenie liked so much the Eau de Cologne that declared Guerlain the royal perfumer, something like this. And this is when he started like developing and getting higher and higher. This bee bottle, 69 bees, golden bees, were on this on that bottle. It is said that this bottle still you can see in, if I'm not wrong, in the Champs-Élysées Paris Guerlain shop, but I think that I'm not sure about the first bottle, but first bottles which were the old ones, I think they kept them and they spreaded them throughout the how they say flagship Guerlain shops, because here in UK, in London, in Covent Garden shop, there is a wall where they also have like old this bee bottles, yes. And kind of probably they spread it throughout the most important shops in the biggest or most visited countries, because of course most visited you'll have more people to come and shop. It is so this is an Eau de Cologne. This is, first of all, it's very citrusy. It's strong. How to say? It's very citrusy. I wouldn't say that this is women's. You can use it, but still, if you would compare to what Guerlain offers today, this is like very little. And I was even curious because somebody was saying how they are keeping the formula as close as possible to what it was like in those years. And many said, how can Princess Eugenie have liked this perfume, because it's it's a men's cologne. And they said that at that time, comparing to what the market was offering, this was a very, very nice one. I asked my husband to try it on. He said, because for me it's more for men, you know, and he said he doesn't like it. I'm using mostly like to refresh, so I'm not going to use it on myself, by the way. I just wanted to have it as a, how they say, flagman, as a beginning, as a, I don't know how to call it, B bottle, yes. There are 5 from this series. It is said that each perfumer from the Guerlain house made one. The 4 are with the Guerlain perfumers, and the last one, they said it's made by Thierry Vasser, who is also like the perfumer. I'm curious why Delphine Elk doesn't have one, because she's also, I think she's also like a permanent Guerlain's perfumer. I'm not sure. In the beginning I said that I'm going to buy all of them, so it's Eau de Cologne, Eau de Fleur de Cedra, Eau de Coque, so I don't remember all their names, but after this one I said that no, because I'm not going to use them, you know. I wanted this one, like the original one, to smell it, to have it kind of like a legend, let's say so. But for the others, no. And one of my nice things is that it is in such a big bottle. By the way, the collection Le Légendaire, the Inverted Heart collection, now they are in that bottle of Inverted Heart, but before this they were in these big bottles. And nowadays, if you want to buy the same, let's say, Instant Magique, yes, of course you can buy it like in any shop, like in the 75 mils, the Inverted Heart bottle. But if you want to buy it in the 100 mils in the B bottle, already you have to look at, the shops don't sell it anymore, you have to look at like on eBay, and they're asking for more money for this kind of bottles. I said that where it's going to be possible, I am still going to buy the Légendaire perfumes which I want. I'm going to buy them in the B bottle. I will see how it's going to be with this one. And yeah, this is like the famous one. What do I have still here? So this is shower gel, shampoo, conditioner, body lotion, and soap. By the way, with the soaps, they don't used to sell soaps on regular basis. For example, if you want to buy Guerlain soaps, you cannot buy them like just like this. They are including them in different like for example here you see it's in this collection. They include them, by the way, in the advent calendars. I told myself that okay, why not buying a Guerlain advent calendar, because I'm so like deep down into all of this. And I decided to look online like the presentation of the previous advent calendars, and sorry, but I think I'm not going to buy one. I'm very, how they say, I like very much advent calendars. This year I said that I'm not going to buy any because I'm spending lots of money on perfume, but still I bought the one from Look Fantastic because I'm buying it every year. That one is pretty cheap, and for me it's pretty good. For the money they're asking for, they have good products inside. And so in what I wanted to say, that in the advent calendars they are including pretty many soaps. So there the advent calendar is a moment where you can buy pretty many soaps, and they also have there like the creams, the Abeille Royale series, the Orchidée Imperiale, but not so many because that one is more expensive, and the L'Art et la Matière, you know, the expensive perfumes. They used to include the 10 milliliters little bottles, which those bottles don't have atomizer, which is not good. So till the end, the lady, one of the ladies who was presenting the advent calendar, she was calculating the cost of the calendar comparing to the cost of the products inside. Kind of, it was like you wouldn't, because what's the thing of the advent calendars, that you are paying, for example, they worth, let's say 1,200, you are paying 200, yes? So you are buying products worthing like 1,200 for 200. You see, that's the whole catch. But in this case, it wasn't a catch. And I said, okay, there isn't a catch. But the products which are inside, I don't really need them, you see. And candles, they used to have a lot of candles. Because with those money, they are not cheap, by the way, the Guerlain advent calendars. With those money, I can buy, let's say, 2, I think, this expensive perfumes, L'Art et la Matière. So yes, I have the Orchidea Imperial, the famous bee bottle. And I'm, as I said, I'm kind of making a collection. By the way, the collection I'm making, I'm not a keen collector. I'm not buying everything. So, for example, now I am collecting the L'Art de la Matière perfumes, which I like. And that one is pretty challenging because it's not the most expensive collection. Still, it's those extracts. But still, it's I'm very careful with that. I'm buying like samples first, or the ones which were possible to get with purchase from Guerin. I got them with purchases. So yeah, I'm deeply, totally into this one. It's a beautiful house of perfumes. So if you had the opportunity, yes, I don't say there are perfumes which would how do I say, you won't like it, it's normal, but the vast majority of them are super beautiful. So yes, Eau de Cologne Imperial, it was added to my collection. I hope it wasn't too much for you today with me and so many different things. I hope you liked it, I hope it was interesting for you, and see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.